Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of X and the Single Mom podcast. I have some very exciting news for you as the end of 2025. I want to apologize for not hearing from me. As I've mentioned before and shared with my audience, I have not been feeling the best. I have a condition. I won't go into it until you guys know me a little better, but that's the only thing that keeps me from you. So what I want to do is say welcome back. Welcome back to our podcast. And today's title, you're really going to love it because it's part of the series, Living Like Her. And that's part of our Thriving, Not Just Surviving series. And living like her has to do with aligning your life with who you're striving to become. Before we go further, I just want to recap a little bit and let you know and share again that it's part of a series. It's a 5 or 6 part series. We started with the woman beyond mom, recognizing that you are more than just that role. So then we moved into becoming her, which is the future you. And this way I was envisioning or trying to get you to envision the woman that you're growing into. And today we're going to take the next natural step with our episode, Living Like Her, aligning your life with who you're striving to become. Now I want to take this time to let you know that striving doesn't start someday. It starts when your movement, when your daily chores start to match your growth. And what I mean by that is living like her doesn't mean that your life suddenly gets easier or perfect. It means you stop living on autopilot, if that makes sense. You learn to live your life with intention. And when you do that, you can find so much strength. You look at where you're at, and then in the same breath, you look at where you want to be. The woman you're becoming, well, she moves with intention. She pauses before reacting. She chooses what and who deserves her energy. This is something so poignant that I'm sharing with you. It's a life lesson that I learned personally, and I'm sharing it with my queens. And I want you to know that it's about alignment. That's how I look at it. Like how you align your life. When your values, your time, and your decisions line up. So that first part was what living like her really means, at least to me. And I hope you see the same thing. Now, the second part of this, and I'm going to pause for a moment because I'm letting you guys know that for a living, even though I'm semi-retired, I'm an educator and a trainer. So I'm always thinking like in education mode. Okay, so that'll give you an idea of why it's structured this way. So the second part of this is survival mode versus thriving mode. So what does that look like? I'm going to give you an example. Survival mode is like, I'll deal with it later. I just need to get through today. I don't have time to think or energy. But thriving mode, think about it. Thriving mode sounds different. When you're growing to thrive, it looks something like, does this align with whom I'm becoming? What actually deserves my time and energy? And lastly, I can move with intention, not urgency. I know that some people may need some type of counseling or therapy, but these are things that I've learned, and I need you to really pay attention. Thriving isn't louder, it's calmer, it's steady. And I hope this makes sense to you because I'm sharing from my heart. All right, the third part of this, I broke it down to like 4 or 5 sections. The future you makes different choices. You should know by now or be aware by now that everything that happens, Queens, in your life has to do with the choices that you made. Every once in a while, we'll run into what I like to call unfortunate circumstances, but for the most part, I want you to try to live your life with intention. So the future you makes different choices about her time, her relationship, her money, and her peace. When you're moving toward thriving, you don't just say yes to keep the peace. You say yes temporarily and then you address it later. So you don't also, when you're thriving, you don't have to overextend yourself to prove your worth. You have to prove your worth first to yourself and, of course, to the God of your understanding. So I don't want you to ignore your intuition anymore because it's usually your better choice. Okay, these aren't dramatic changes I'm asking you to make. They're small changes, which leads us right into the next section. I want to call that small shifts that create big change. So living like her isn't about changing your life overnight because that's just not going to happen. It's about small, consistent shifts. For examples, how you start your morning. I'm doing this myself. I'm starting my morning now with movement. So what you want to do is talk to yourself, not like you're nutty or anything, but like actually talk to yourself. And then decide what you want to allow into your space. And that can cover a lot of stuff. Like right now, I'm just covering basis so you can understand. The woman you're becoming checks herself. I do it all the time, even at my age. And you adjust. But most importantly, Queens, give yourself grace. Now, the next part that I want to talk about is encouragement and reminders. I want you to realize that you don't become her immediately after everything falls into place. You're still becoming her. So becoming her and aligning your life takes practice. And these are things that you can do right now. I want you to start living your life with better choices and intentional. Be clear about what you're doing. So the choices and the things you're doing today are like building blocks. So you're building the life today that you want tomorrow. And I hope that makes sense to you. So this is a shorter, sweeter episode, just so I can get something to my wonderful queens. So in closing, queens, I want you to remember, you're not chasing the mom, the woman, mainly the woman that you want to be. You're growing into her. Thriving isn't just a destination. Thriving is a daily decision. Some days you can thrive. Some days you're like, ooh, I'm just surviving. But the ultimate goal is to survive. I'm not going to say it's going to take months because it's not. It's going to take longer than that. It may take a year. It may take a few years. For everyone in every circumstances, it's different. I'm just giving you the basis. So this is Living Like Her, part of the series. Like I told you before, you're not just surviving. So until we meet again, I want you to remember the woman you're becoming is already inside of you. And I hope that makes sense to you, my queens. I'm a little delayed with the FAQ portion, so I'm going to do that for you separately. I was going to talk to my moms about a question I got that had to do with figuring out the holidays. I'm going to do that separate, along with something that says Happy New Year. So I'm going to try to get that out to you tomorrow. But just in case I don't, queens, moms, Happy New Year. Happy 2026. Make it your best ever. Make sure that you keep X and the Single Mom podcast in mind. I'm going to try extra hard to give you at least 2 a month. So we're just going to pray that my health holds up so I can do that, because I miss you and I love doing this work. So again, I'm going to say so long for now. And I'm also going to remind you that we have a website, xandthesinglemom.com. And my email is xsmpodcast@gmail.com. So 2026, let's claim it. Let's try to spend a lot of time together. All right, until we meet again, Happy New Year again, and so long for now. XSM Podcast signing off. So long, queens. So long.